Hey guys, Aaron here. Today I want to talk a little about why you should open your own landscape business. Whether you're a landscaper or not, it's an easy business to get into, and you can make some pretty decent money at it. I've had a landscape business for over 16 years, and I've been in the industry for 27 years, give or take. And I've done quite well for myself. So today I'm going to refer to my notes. I have notes here that I'm going to look at once in a while. I don't edit this, so bear with me, but I'm going to tell you the process of how I did it. I started working at a big company around here years ago, and I learned relatively quickly. I started out in landscape maintenance, cutting grass, trimming hedges, doing fall and spring cleanups, garden maintenance, stuff like that. So I started as the third man on a crew, and I was doing all the picking of the weeds and pushing the lawnmower and stuff like that. Then eventually I worked my way up to the second man. He sort of helps the foreman of the crew more and does a little bit more important things like trimming the grass, trimming the hedges, stuff like that. And when the foreman is away, sick or on holidays or whatever, the second man would take over the crew and run the crew while he was gone, and that would entail driving the big machine, the grass cutting machine, and making sure everything got done in an allotted amount of time. So either way, I worked my way up the ladder relatively quickly, and then I did that for a couple of years, and then I was the foreman. I was the guy driving the truck and leading the crew. What I did was now get all the other guys to do the stuff I didn't want to do, and I did the stuff that I did want to do. It's a nice position to be in, and I enjoyed doing it. I liked being outdoors. I liked working for the company. Everything was great, but I wanted more money. So after, you can only go to the boss so many times and ask for more money, ask for raises. There comes a point where it's going to end, where they're going to say, you've topped out. You aren't going to make much more than you're making unless you have your own company. Well, it got me thinking, maybe I should have my own company. So I know one guy asked me to cut his grass. He said, "Oh, are you interested? You work at a company cutting grass. Do you want to do mine?" And I told him no. But anyway, I reached out to him and I said, "Do you still want me to cut your grass?" And he said, "Yeah, sure, I'd love to." So I gave him a price to do his house, and then his neighbor's house, and his neighbor's house, and then it started from there. So now I was working Saturdays. I had a part-time business. I was working Saturdays for myself, making pretty decent bucks. And then I started working Sundays and getting even busier. So I went back to the big company. I said, "Listen, I'm working all weekend. Can I have Mondays off?" They gave me Mondays off, so I could do my own thing. Then I was working Saturday, Sunday, Mondays. And then the next year, the next season, I was even busier. So now I hired a guy to help me part time. And I went back to the big company and said, "Listen, I'm pretty busy. Can I have Tuesdays off as well?" They said, "Sure, no problem. We can do that. You're a good employee. You've been good to us." So that's what I did. Next year rolls around, I said the same thing. "Listen, I'd like to take Wednesdays off." And they said, "I think that's where we draw the line. You have to either stay or go." And I said, "Well, I'm going to go." And we parted ways. I opened my business full time and haven't looked back since. Great decision to make. I'm glad I did it. It's changed my life so much. Being on my own, working for myself, making my own hours, leading my own employees, making a name for myself, for my business. And yeah, the bank starts giving you lots of money, credit cards, lines of credits, whatever you need to help your business because they see all this money going into your account. So that's how I did it. I did that. So, and I suggest you do too. Even if you don't necessarily leave the company you're working for, if you're working at a company right now, you can still open a business, get a business name, register a business name, and have a business of your own. And you could possibly ask your boss to subcontract you work. So you're still doing the same work for him, but you're getting all the benefits that come along with owning your own business, like business write offs. You can write off your fuel, your gasoline, your diesel. If you buy any equipment, you can write off those payments. You can write off that equipment. There's so many benefits to having your own business. Just the write offs alone are helpful. But if you have been in the industry in a while and you've learned what to do, then you can open your own business and you can start at it full time, right off the bat if you like, whether you're experienced or not. If you're not experienced, go back and look at some of my other videos because I explain how you can make easy money doing easier landscape jobs. They're like entry level jobs you can do in landscaping where you don't need much experience to do them and you can make a ton of money doing them. But that's what I would suggest doing. If you go out on your own, you can do it. You can make good money. It's so worth it. I'm so glad I did. It led me to other things. led me to real estate and buying properties and fixing them up and renting them out. And it only, it's only bettered my life. I was working a normal job, living paycheck to paycheck. I started part time on my own, making more money and liking having more money because, guys, money is everything. I don't care what everybody says. It's not everything. Well, it sure as hell helps. When you have money, it makes life a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable. So yeah, you want to make money. It's a good industry to get into and make money. Yes, it's seasonal, but you can find something else to do in the winter, whether it's snow plowing, if you get snow where you are, or something else. You can figure that out, or you can watch my other videos. I'll be putting something out soon, with ideas what to do in the winter. Um, so yeah, I ended up hiring a helper at some point, to help me with the full time business, and that was great. You just got to keep an eye on them, get them working, show them exactly what to do, and you want to pay them what they're worth, and you want to try and keep them. So you have to continue giving them pay raises, maybe small bonuses, whatever, to keep the employee there because they're helping you out, and the help is much appreciated, and you're making more money having that employee. So you got to invest time in him to train him, and you got to pay him what he's worth. Otherwise, he's not going to work for you anymore. I eventually ended up getting a couple of more employees, and now I have a crew of 4 guys, including myself, sometimes 5, and I keep it small. And I'm a one crew operation now. We don't do the grass cutting and the lawn maintenance, anything like that anymore. Now it's strictly landscape construction we've merged into. So we're doing sodding, tree planting, interlock, retaining walls, stuff like that. There's a bit more money, and I find it's a nice change to not having to go to the same place every week, like you do when you're doing the maintenance. I like getting out and going to different job sites and different cities and just doing it like that. So that's what I've merged into. You know, when you own your own business, you make the rules. You can work as much as you want, as many hours in a week as you want. You can work a lot, you can work a little. There's tons of work out there. So you can make as much as you want and you can make as little as you want. If you only want to work 3 days a week and you can make $1,000 a day, you're laughing, right? That's fine. But if you have initiative and you want to work, you can work 6 days a week if you want, have, a break on Sundays or whatever and continue on. The more money you make, the better, obviously. I worked a lot more hours at the beginning of my landscape business career than I do now because it helps to buy when you're working a lot, bringing in money. It helps buying equipment, paying more people, truck repairs, whatever. It just helps working a lot more if you can at the beginning. But that's your choice to do whatever you like. I get to choose who I work with. I hire the people I work with and I'm around. And quite frankly, if I don't like their attitude and they can't keep up to the rest of the crew and they're a bad apple, they're gone. I don't put up with that at all. You can't. It's a team. It's a team environment. Everybody needs to be on the same page. Everybody needs to pitch in the same amount of help. Not everybody is good at everything, so you have to find each person's strengths and get them working on something that they're strong at doing, and then they're contributing the way you want them to. And that's how I manage the people. I get everybody doing what they like doing, what they're good at doing, and how it's helpful to the entire team. Because like I said, one bad apple ruins the spirit of the rest of the team, ruins the mood for everybody, makes it a miserable day to work. And if you've ever worked somewhere where you don't like working, it's an awful feeling. I try and make it so everybody gets along and we all have great days and we have fun, but we get the work done and everybody's happy, everybody makes money, and that's what we do. Let me see. Yeah, another benefit of having your own business is you can have the freedom to take time off. If you do have good employees and you mold them into basically yourself, because that's what you want to try and do, you want everybody to be acting the same way you would, whether you're there or not, you can take vacation time and not worry about what's going on with your business. Um, I'm at a point where I try, if I take a week off to go on vacation, I can set these guys up with some work. And I know my guys are going to take care of the clients just the same as I would. And if they have any questions, they can always reach me. But most of the time, they don't bother me, and they can figure it out on their own. So again, that's great to do. Opening a business isn't a huge scary thing like everybody seems to think it is. Now, don't get me wrong; it's not for everybody. But if you're a hard worker already and you're working at one of these companies, or you're a hard worker and you're looking to open your own business, this is the kind of thing you can easily do. Trust me, because I am not a smart person. A high school dropout. I did every drug and drank my face off and partied when I was younger. I don't do any of that now. I strictly make money, and that's what I do. Um, you can do this because I've been there and now I'm here, and I'm so glad I'm here because I've only gone like this the past 16 years, up and up and up. I enjoy the money I make. I enjoy making money, and I enjoy spending money, and I enjoy the better quality of life I have now that I have my own business. If I had stayed at the big company years ago, I would just be still living paycheck to paycheck, which is fine, but it wasn't for me. I would be living paycheck to paycheck, and it would be a bit of a struggle to pay the bills because that's how it always works out. Inflation goes up, everything goes up, except your pay raise. You get a little bit every year, but it doesn't make up for what you could be making and what everything costs. So, business license, I think in Canada is like $150. That's it. Now you're a registered business. It's as easy as that. So yeah, look into it. I have lots of other videos, and I plan on doing lots more on landscaping, easy jobs, entry level jobs, other jobs, how you can make money in the industry, and how it's worked for me. Maybe my way isn't the greatest way, but I learned from a professional company that's been in business over 80 years in the area I'm in, and I still get subcontracted work to them from them to this day, and a lot of it every year, because they know the quality of work that we provide. So yeah, never burn any bridges. Don't quit your job and tell them you're opening your own, because if it doesn't work out, you want to be able to go back to that job if you're working somewhere. And yeah, start your own business. Take a look at my other videos, like this one, subscribe to it, and put down in the comments if you're interested in opening your own business. And if you have opened your own business, let me hear about that too. I'll try and get back to any comments that are down there, and look forward to my next video. Thanks for being here. Take care.